Oh, well, we're going to start with a bit of a frothy kind of chatty Richard and Judy style beginning, actually.
Oh, lovely. Let me just cross my legs and tell you to chillax.
Holy shit, you did that well.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to chillax. Thank you for reminding me to do that.
Hi, I'm Richard Madeley.
What's he wearing a hoodie for? Oh, what a legend.
His foppish fringe is hanging out of it.
Oh, he's such a fop and a fringe. So the other day I was listening to a podcast that wasn't ours for once.
Okay.
I know. It was hard for me to do, but I need to see other podcasts. But they had these things in them, and I think we should get these actually, that were like promotional audio clips for other things, like content and things you can buy.
Ads.
Yeah.
Advertisements.
Yes. Yeah. Advertisements. Yes, and I think we should get those because they seem really good.
Cool.
But the advert went, "Good people can be bad partners. Lockdown has been difficult for many couples. But in his hopeful new book, This Is How Your Marriage Ends, so-and-so breaks down the sort of main... And it's like, it doesn't sound very hopeful.
No,
it seems like the advertiser was like, we really don't want to emphasize that this is like a clickbaity kind of 100 things your marriage is doing wrong right now kind of thing. We want to make it seem like a really spiritual and uplifting. And I just had images of it can be very difficult to break food habits. A self-image is very important to all of us. In my new book, Get It Together, You Big Fat Fuck, I will be tenderly laying out all the habits that you need.
With Dvorak in the background. Yeah, because that kind of sounded like either like a Samaritan's or a domestic abuse hotline.
Yeah, exactly. Thing. I was getting ready to donate money.
Got your phone. You've got your phone out. I'm ready. Just give me the number.
From BuzzFeed Publishers.
There's an advert here that plays during the footy, and just whilst the game's on, it's really distracting. And it's loads of footy players with sort of indigenous heritage, and the thing comes on when keyboard warriors insult you from behind their screens, and and about like how these people who have had to endure horrible racist taunts for years and years, and no one ever seems to do anything great to stamp it out. It's like, and you must, something, stand up for what you believe in, and always smile. Colgate. I was like, fuck off.
God.
Fuck off, you hacks, you fucking soulless scum.
I know.
You pieces of shit.
I don't know. There's two things there, because one, yes, I agree. Fuck you for sort of jumping onto this bandwagon and exploiting genuine feelings.
Yeah.
But then part of me does always think, they're gonna lose the racist pounds, though. And I kind of admire them for doing that.
That's
because
true.
I don't know how much money there is out there in the racist economy.
What, on toothpaste?
Yeah, exactly. Do racists need toothpaste?
Well, they don't want their...
I want to keep everything white.
Yeah, they want their teeth looking as white as possible.
Hello and welcome to One Good Thing, the podcast that was raised as slaves and trained as historians. Why? I'm Paul.
I'm a giant in a black helmet. Or a giant in a brass helmet.
Oh, you're both this time, and you've been trained to fight yourself. In many ways, our society has trained Goodman to fight against himself.
That explains the last 28 years. Going very well.
The fresh-faced 28-year-old man. Or are you implying that for the first, 5 years of your life, you were just the most blissfully self-actualized human being on this planet? Actually, you were. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
That full beard.
And then there's 2 more years to account for. Scene missing. And then... Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Here we are. And speaking of ding, ding, we've slipped the surly bonds of recommendations month. So surly they were.
Yeah.
And shall now dance the skies on laughter-silvered wings. It's the history hole. Down the history hole! And what else is down here? Muscles.
Muscles.
Slippery, oiled muscles. In the Barbarians.
1987 Barbarians.
I don't like this.
In a world of savage splendor, a tyrant of darkness ravaged the land and captured 2 defenseless children. Raised as slaves, trained as gladiators. They were rogues.
Look at the size of you two.
Adventurers. Heroes. They were the Barbarians.
Legendary gory horror director Regio Deodato of Cannibal Holocaust fame.
Oh, good.
Directs this canon movie, yay! Produced by the men themselves, the myths themselves, Menahem Golan and Yoram Globus themselves.
themselves. I sat up immediately upon seeing his name emblazoned in credits. I went,
oh my god, these legendary guys. And in spite of their extensive filmography of crappy B-movies, are only 2 men after Masters of the Universe. One day we shall cover Death Wish 3. Oh, they did produce Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, so that figures, honestly.
Yeah, but having had a fairly positive experience from Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
that's true.
Not willing to indict them for this.
Certainly, in light of what came after. Oh. Well, with that tainted in our brains. This is an American-Italian production, emphasis on the Italian, emphasis on 1987, emphasis on canon, starring identical twin bodybuilders David and Peter Paul, known apparently now as the Barbarian Brothers. After the film, they were just called the Barbarian Brothers and were credited as such in various things.
That's how they were credited at the beginning of my copy of this film. So
yeah, I think me too, actually. So during the production, they acquired this nickname. Yeah. And after this movie, they appeared in a trio of action comedies, Think Big, Double Trouble, and Twin Sitters, which also featured a soundtrack by the brothers, including an excellent rap song, What You Looking At?
I was hoping it was going to be rap, Paul. As you were saying this, I thought the only thing that's going to make me happy is rap, and didn't disappoint.
Would you care to share the experience of What You're Looking At by the Barbarian Brothers?
Yeah, I absolutely would. Is it WHATCHA?
Yeah, it's like, just make it one word. It's the correct video is the one that's a picture of a monster truck.
Are you sure that's not David or Peter Paul?
What you looking at?
Oh. Timeless.
Stepped into the club and a kid gave a shrug. Looked over to my brother, to the kid, yo, what up? My name is Mr. Big on Too Big Hood. You have something to say? Oh, you don't? Good. Cause if you're here, we can talk it over. I'm a barbarian, your Casanova. Playing a bridge with a girl by your side. I can't help, she wants to jump in my ride. Be on your way before you try my patience. Buy yourself some time, jealousy is a crime. You won't find me acting like that. Say, you better beware, punk. What you looking at? What you looking at?
What you looking at?
Hey, look.
What you looking at?
They have risen to, what am I looking at? What am I looking at, everyone? I will say, rose to the occasion. Good flow, and it's definitely got the voice for it. It doesn't sound like it's not so step on down to Noah's Arcade. It's
yeah.
It could be mistaken for just any shit rap song from the 80s.
Well, exactly. It was surprisingly competent, which I think is the byword for today. What was the lyric there? You got something to say? No good.
Good.
What you looking at? Said in the same way of like Brad Pitt's, what's in the box?
The box, yeah.
What are you looking at?
Morgan Freeman in the background. Don't do it.
Sometimes Des better. That's the best I could do, coming at Morgan Freeman's voice. I tell you what, the Dread Central, great name, interviewed David Paul, and he had this to say on the Barbarians.
Okay. When
we got the screenplay, it was so bad, we thought the only way to make it work was to make fun of it. They spoke Italian, they didn't even know what we were doing. Implying they improvised most of their dialogue, which honestly, okay.
Yeah, okay, and my respect for these two gentlemen is ever increasing. It's just
skyrocketing,
burgeoning like a spring flower, Paul.
It's what's happening in your heart right now for the Paul brothers.
Yeah,
it's
which is what we should call ourselves.
Yes, the Paularian brothers. Oh, God.
Yo, this is OGT with the Pull Bros.
You got something to say? I'm sorry to hear that.
Let's take a seat and you can explain your grievances.
I'm listening.
Go on. That's a prompt.
When asked about working in Italy on the film, he said, "Yeah, it was fun, but I got hurt the first week of filming. There was a tree that had fallen down. It was the first scene of the movie we shot. I told my brother, I'm going to jump over that tree. He said, just play it straight. I said, no. I go to jump over the tree, and I went flying. Oh, my God, I hurt my ass. I had a big bruise on my ass. You can see it in the scene where I'm pulling the horse. I screwed up my knee. I was limping through the whole movie. That's why the bandage is on my knee. Ruggiero just kept saying, you ruined my movie. I couldn't cross my legs the entire time." But it was a blast riding horses. Italy is amazing.
Oh my God. Was there no punctuation in that?
There was. I ignored it.
Okay, cool.
It felt
I think
counterintuitive.
The punctuation, like if they'd have started that whole answer with parenthesis sick, you could have sued them.
Oh Christ! Well, what a couple of guys. Critics. I'll tell you who's not a couple of guys though. So that's the film critics. They remained rebellious and unbroken and slated the film. Michael Wilmington at the LA Times said, gla, fwog, war. These are among the most memorable lines in The Barbarians.
Beg to differ, sir.
He went to go on to praise the film's look, saying that never has a film looked so good but sounded so dumb. People have said that about me and don't believe it. I sound as good as I look, ladies.
But you won't be able to remember because one of those things usually gets you before memory can set in.
Yeah.
Wait, what am I doing?
That's my technique, is bamboozlement. Overwhelm the senses.
It works, listeners. Do you know,
it works.
I've been here near 28 years, and I've loved every second, I think.
Since you were a small abyss, just after you were the most blessed child who ever lived. And that's how I found you. And look at you now. Look how many Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies you've seen.
I'm just the reek of podcasts. Shaving in a bathtub and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm over here wobbling the DVD
times.
cassette. The DVD cassette, I don't know. Anyway, Public. Public, meanwhile, were no less likely to stop fighting their twin brothers.
What is this? What even is this? I don't know.
What even is any of this? Industrious Angel at IMDb said, this Canon production is not, and then bullet points, original, suspenseful, intelligent, required viewing. Get led with that one, and then it saved us all some time.
Yeah. Come with senior experience in a marketing or salesman position.
Knowledge of the Paul brothers, desirable. Knowledge that they are desirable will help you in this position.
Desirable but not essential, but desirable and therefore essential.
We will eliminate you based on this, but, not essential. Now, with all this talk of large twin brothers, I imagine the OT team are recalling our recent coverage of Twin Dragon Encounter starring the equally buff McNamara brothers.
Oh,
so...
that's...
at least that's
litigious.
buff. Surely. I mean, come on, you remember those mustaches. I can't remember much else, but I'm sure it was based around a beefy frame.
There was a beefy frame. I would say non-steroidal.
Yeah, the McNamaras are what you can achieve naturally in the Canadian wilderness.
By doing special kicks.
Yeah, by doing all the special kicks on a Jeep you own. So you can imagine my elation when I see that Twin Dragon Encounter features a punk leader played by David Paul.
Really?
But it is not the David Paul, merely another David Paul. Okay. And Twin Dragon Encounter is that David Paul's only credit. Still a weird coincidence, though. Two pricks named David Paul out there, both involved in two pricks named David Paul, both involved in weird projects involving twin warriors.
Yeah, that is a coincidence. It's almost like they were hired by the Twin Dragon Encounter boys to prove a point. You see, we can beat up anyone. David Paul. This David Paul. Any David Paul. Probably.
What do you mean by this? David Paul is what I said. No more questions. I'm out of here. Press conference over. He leaves the Denny's.
He's in his shed.
Yeah. Talking to his wife.
He walks out the shed, goes up to his twin brother and goes, okay, it's your turn now. He goes, yes, and he puts on his microphone hat.
There's just a hat with just like rigging attached to it that puts microphones in its head. I will take any questions. And the cat looks at him. The film has 4.9 on IMDb, and the Pauls were nominated for Worst New Stars at the Golden Raspberries, but lost to some guy called David Mendenhall, who played Sylvester Stallone's kid in that arm wrestling movie Over the Top, which was also made by Cannon and was directed by Menahem Golan himself. So it was a very good year for film.
So that's another one that we get to add to the history hole. Chuck it down there, we'll find it later. Yeah.
So, Paul, you braying idiot. Uncanny. Suppose you tell me what you're doing with my face.
Oh boy, well if I tell you that, then we have to start at the beginning, Paul.
Or alternatively, I could ask you, what you looking at?
Oh god, this wonderful film with opening music that stirred up dreams, Paul, memories, memory dreams of Miami Vice plus insert something.
The lands of whimsical times gone, as I admire the fact that even the Prime version looks like a shitty VHS copy.
Yeah.
God bless it.
It's wonderful.
It's really good. It's perfectly atmospheric. So, yes, there was once a king who traded a mountain of gold for a ruby that would allow his people to become the carnies of this world. It's a pretty good deal. Who needs money when I can dance in the streets for loose piss?
When I can be free in the mud with a life expectancy of 20.
Yes, so long, Palace. But, oh no, though. Michael David Bowie Douglas is going to take all of this from them.
And hope to finally one day become Malcolm Tucker. I also got David Bowie. But he does have real Peter Capaldi vibes at times.
Actually, now that you
angry.
say that, yes, I can like retrospectively see a lot of Capaldi in that situation.
It's the mad eyes
and he wants the gem because he wants his people to become a fucking carnival.
No, Mads, forever.
I'm sick of the 9 to 5.
I won't need this, and he takes off his tie, which is a badger.
But anyway, she, the princess who guards the gem, turns to her most faithful servant and says, "Here, you know what to do with this. Hide it up my butt? Yes." And then take your butt far, far away from here, back to our sacred, holy place. Does it really, if I'm doing that, does it really need to be up my butt? Yes. The prophecy says so.
Do you know nothing of fantasy, sir? Do you want to get cancelled?
Ruby thoroughly up his butt. He runs off in order to hide the thing. But the princess gets captured by evil MDBD, as I'm calling him.
MDBD PC.
C.
Yeah.
Yeah. MDBDC.
PMDBDC. PMDBDC.
Yes, okay. PMDBDC is his name.
Excellent.
So PMDBDC. It's actually quite catchy. He confronts the princess, who says, "Stand aside! My people are jugglers!"
Stand aside! My people are jugglers!
And she goes on to say, say basically don't attack us, we're just jugglers, but it really sounds like she's like, so what? Look, he's got a ball in one hand and nothing in the other. What?
Fuck. Fushigi, man! Run away!
We need backup!
He's a contact juggler. Don't touch him. My men have been training in the art of fire poi for weeks now.
So PMDBDC laughs a bit and then waves his sword around and then kills some folk. Doesn't work though. Princess Sybil Danning hangs tough. Well, I'll kill your orphans then. Oh fuck! I was hoping you wouldn't think of that.
Damn, that's my one weakness.
Alright, fine. I'll do whatever you want. Yay!
Yeah. And so, the bloody twins are taken away. And Conan the Barbarian.
They are, because yes, PMDBDC takes them back to their orgy castle, and I start getting worrying flashbacks that I will at this stage reserve judgment until I see our heroes' position on this whole consent business, because the bad guys are definitely seeing it as optional at best.
Yeah, which is it's just
so
classic villain
good,
territory, I would say.
Exactly. We're doing okay. Let's find out. Let's see how we go.
So far, so good.
Oh no, Michael Berryman from The Hills of Eyes is here, and he plays Dirt Master.
Dirt Master, yeah, which sounds great in an American accent, doesn't it?
Inclusive. PMDBDC has a sorcerer confusingly named China. I wrote confusingly named. That was before PMDBDC.
No, PMDBDC seems completely natural to me. China is the confusing one, and that gives you an insight, dear listener, into our major malfunction.
No music, no colors, nothing. This is China's doing.
Some of the horses. I want China.
Oh no, China is here.
Shit.
But China is all about that carny gem. And
God.
I read that in Australia, carnies are called showies.
Probably. Honestly, it hasn't come up because whenever we drive past the fun fair, we just sort of hit the accelerator and think of all the places we'd love to go that are now deserted.
Because the carnies.
Because the whole town goes to the carnival.
Christ.
Showy does sound a bit like something that's going to get you public indecency prosecution, doesn't it?
Had a bit of a showy. And,
went down to the MCJ.
Now I'm in prison.
Yeah. A little showy. And just because there were 17 children there. That wasn't Australian at all, was it?
What are those kids doing there at that playground anyway? It's entrapment. So,
and then I got arrested for
sorcerer...
badly impersonating an Australian.
I can't believe that's against the law out there, but I respect it. Anyway, China says to Princess Danning, "Don't worry, the gem shall soon be ours." No, that's exactly what I'm worried about. Oh. Yeah, you should be worried then.
No, I meant it in an evil way. I don't think you did. I think you thought that I was worrying about that.
You said that very flatly. You said that Michael Flatley.
No, it was irony. I don't even know who Michael Flatley is.
In this fantasy world. God, I'm so engaged.
Yeah, this is great.
Imagine a world without Michael Flatley. Anyway, the two little orphan boys, they get separated and whipped a bunch until they've grown into ridiculously large men. Oh. How many years? 4?
Couple of weeks.
Fuck, it's hard down that pit. And they've somehow managed to get that big just through hard work and a 12,000 calorie a day slave diet.
and working out 7 days a week with daily steroid injections.
It's all part of pit life. Meanwhile, the exact same age... What you looking at? Meanwhile, the exact same age Princess Danning is now married to PMDBDC.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, still haven't found that gem though, have you fucking idiot?
No.
Yeah. Well, look,
haven't done anal once.
You gotta be patient in a marriage. Oh, Jesus, is that what this is an analogy for? Tolkien, saying, I've long been weary of allegory for as long as I've been old and tired enough to detect it, but that book is about anal sex.
Sir,
get it away. Actually, I'll give it a read.
Yeah, go on. Actually, give it to me. Give it to me.
Go on, says Tolkien.
Falls down a cliff.
Oh no, that's how we lost Tolkien. But we still have China though, who suggests getting the orphans. We'll always have China, it seems. And they suggest getting the orphan twins to fight each other. Will that help us get the gem?
I mean, couldn't hurt.
Couldn't hurt. They're pretty buff. I kind of want to see it. Freaks. Let's get them to fight each other. It'd be funny. All right, China.
Do you know how long it's been since the men had a good bet on a thing?
Everything's so predictable around here. And the slave pits.
20-1, he says, walking away. 20-1. 20-1 for what? 20-1.
3 for a pound. But oh shit, they realise that they're twins and stop fighting. Oh
no.
Classic
eventually.
Them. Yeah, eventually.
That's it. Take a good look, you lump of hog piss. I'm looking. Yeah? Then suppose you tell me what you're doing with my face. Good! You bloody idiot! It's me! Kuchek, your brother!
It's time to save the princess, so they ride away.
Yeah.
And they encounter American woman.
Come on, let me out of here.
If the Ragnicks locked you up in there, then there must be a good reason.
Just a little misunderstanding.
Who is in a cage. Shall we free her?
Oh, yeah.
In exchange for some... yeah, Eva LaRue, and a great name. Shall we free her in exchange for some sex, she's insinuating? Nah. There's an old ruin to poke around down here.
Yeah, fuck it. We've got each other. That's all we need.
Oh, they actually just want their childhoods back. That's actually pretty sad.
Yeah. But they look happy enough.
Yeah, they're happy enough. American woman is rattling her cage a bit. Not too much, though, because it's going to break if you keep on like that. Careful, love.
Yeah.
Let me out of...
Whoa,
shit. Let me out of here. It's okay.
Hey, yeah, don't ruin the movie again. And then the powerful Carney tribe show up. And,
they do. They're also looking quite youthful, considering.
Everyone's doing all right. Turns out that not having
okay.
the ruby isn't necessarily a bad thing.
It's less stressful, and stress is actually a big deal, especially here in Fantasyland.
Yeah. You know, that whole encampment was right next to the M1, Fantasy M1, and just being exposed to just cars and fumes all day long. It does wonders. Doesn't really help their perceptive abilities though, because they immediately go to hang them, despite them naming somebody from their group of people who died many years ago.
Yeah, find Kara. She knows us. She left years ago. Yeah, but how do they know about Kara? No, but Kara left years ago.
Yeah.
No, but how do they know about her?
No,
she's not here. No, yeah, okay.
No,
but she's not here. You see.
Yeah,
yeah, but they know her name though.
Darling, am I or am I not king of the Carnies? Listen to me very carefully.
I don't remember how that happened.
So how would they know who Kara was?
No, but that's exact. Wait, isn't there a mark that immediately and easily indicates whether or not someone is a part of our tribe or not? Oh yeah, let's check that. Rather than this Kara conundrum. Just can't get my head around it.
It's ridiculous, really. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll hang them and then check for the mark. And and they do, but twist. So juiced are the Paul twins that they can, with a honk and a neck flex, they can snap any rope this side of Christendom. Man.
The Taylor Lautners of their day.
Oh, fuck me, he's always doing that. Not just with his neck, not just string, but string. I can snap this string.
All right, mate.
Clearly, you are the Carnies of old, and they're very happy with themselves, and they don't do it to Kara. They don't even let her flex her neck muscles.
No, American woman. She's wait. Why did you just call her Kara?
Oh, just an accident. Just because we were talking about Kara. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, there's a lot of Kara going around, mate. I don't know what's going on. So American woman
the queue, mate.
knows where they can get some weapons. We're going to need those. And, we can definitely trust her. Why would she lie? Well, we were about to kill her. How would they know about Kara? But Kara's not here. What?
No, Kara's not even here, so...
I was just doing my fucking head in this.
Look, the fact that we tried to hang her means we can trust what she's going to say because Kara isn't even here. And...
You see, you have my gun now. They go to a medieval strip club, it looks like, and
I guess so, yeah.
Deal with a guy who is a stereotype of something.
You want Jack to give you armor, weapons, horses, yes?
Something. And this scene it sounds problematic, doesn't it? But it doesn't feel it. I don't know why.
Not necessarily. It seems like there's a fair amount of agency going along. It's certainly comparatively.
Yes, comparatively, in the same way that just any strip club feels problematic when you go into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable here.
But stereotype guy, he wants to place a wager with them. He'll bet everything they have, an American woman, who they don't have, against his weapons. I mean, couldn't we trade stuff? Then we'd both get something we want.
No,
well. How is it you want to bet, anyway? Game of strength! Oh, great, this is a shrewd man.
Yeah. He will be our antagonist for the film, and
I know he's taller than the brothers, but I'm taller than Tom Hardy. I'm not gonna fucking I'm not gonna make any assumptions. All right, short ass.
Yeah, Adrian Brody is taller than David Paul. And Adrian Brody put on some muscle for Predators, but still not enough. Not enough
to beat a Paul. Well,
he's going to arm wrestle him through a table.
Most pulls you'll beat with minimal fuss, but these pulls,
I'm working on it. So he's always saying that. So they win, they win. And immediately start throwing people around.
You can take the weapons, and you've won. You can take the weapons away immediately. Fantastic. Wait, what? No, stop. What are you doing? No, that they're fighting literally everyone.
Yeah, why not?
You won. You can actually take the stuff you won.
Oh, okay. Oh, so just in this weird Randian environment, I just thought that
It would be really funny if you had lost and then just smashed the place up and took the weapons anyway, but you won. You could stop fighting everyone, but they do, and they don't get any weapons.
I just love to fight, yeah.
And they do what I do in an RPG, which is kill everyone and then start using stealth.
In case the fuzz come around. Asking questions.
They get to the princess, but oh no, your quest isn't over yet. You got to get the gem thing, and then you can save me.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, are you sure? Because number 1, do we need this gem? Number 2, can't we just kill the bad guys? And number 3, before we go do this, we're probably going to at least fuck most of the women in this harem. I mean...
You've seen these films, right?
But oh no, Michael Berryman starts whipping the princess on behalf of China, who is, on behalf of China.
Don't do it too much, though, because she'll grow big and strong, and then everyone will want one. And we don't have enough whips to go around. Says China.
That's true. Oh shit, this is a vicious cycle. We can't trust the slave pits to not produce our destruction anymore in this haunting rendition of the late stage capitalism.
Now I know where David Cameron's coming from.
So yeah, he wants to know where's the gem and why are all the women in the harem so moist. And she actually tells them for once. It turns out they never tried just whipping her.
Yeah. Just not even once. Tell you what, spare the rod, spoil the child.
They still need weapons, so they go to a cave and fight off the cast of The Howling 2.
Yeah.
And end up with some very Saturday morning cartoon weapons.
But uniquely tailored for each of them, and in a way that makes me feel like I'm watching something that's in some way good.
Meanwhile, Michael Berryman and China finally get the ruby. Oh no, they weren't high enough level to beat the dragon, and the dragon got them.
Oh god.
And immediately the brothers show up. Where is any of this happening? On what time scale?
100 years, mate.
Oh shit, this dragon seems pretty tough. Oh, they've beaten it.
Yeah. Not a problem. Not a problem at all when you're strong.
Yeah. And there's China, the treacherous sorcerer. Oh, she's dead.
Yeah.
Oh well. No.
They're really strong.
Yeah, they are very, very strong. And
don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah. They get the ruby. And one brother says to the other, "Don't you take your eyes off this ruby. Oh, don't you take your eyes off the ruby. Jesus. What do you take me for? I need you to take this ruby. American woman."
Don't take your eyes off the ruby.
Don't take your eyes off the ruby.
Take this to Ibar. We're going to save Canary.
At this stage, the movie gets a bit abstract. But I think what happens is that PMDBDC arrives where the gem just was.
Yes.
With the Princess Danning.
Yeah.
And she uses the power of the gem, which is currently with American Woman, and uses the power that she doesn't have access to right now to get PMDBDC to kill her, Princess Danning, and to summon the brothers back so that they can fight PMDBDC.
I see, and that also turns the ruby into a stone.
Stone for now, for like a bit, for no reason, because yes, American Woman delivers the stone, and that it's turned to stone, so that means the princess is dead. Oh well, that's that then. Yeah, Pack it up, boys. Oh wait, it's a gem again. Oh
shit!
I really committed to. I really mentally prepared a lot of my moving on process in the few moments that thing turned out to be stone.
Always need a contingency. Shit. Oh well. Bring the virgins. We must find an heir.
Get the virgins. Fucking roll hard in this carny tribe. We only have two virgins left. Yeah. Boris!
God's sake.
So, you know what these tribes are like.
What am I like?
All right, fine. Let's begin the rite. I will stick the stone to your belly button, and if it stays...
Yeah.
If it stays, then you are the queen of this tribe. And one of them's like, I knew I should have kept up the flutter kicks.
I've been doing isometrics for days now, so I feel good. And you may feel good, virgin number one, but it doesn't fucking work, does it? Can't keep a ruby in your tum.
Where's the results? So it doesn't work with the two virgins. But hey, let's arbitrarily try it on the women we like the woman we like the least here, American Woman.
Well, we may not like her, but we sure don't trust her. So let's do it.
Clara. But if Clara was here...
So Clara?
She was... Oh, I'll tell you who Clara is.
No, you said Clara.
Turns out she's bloody Clara, and how,
her name badge with Clara, brilliant. The L suddenly falls off.
Hang on a minute, and they check the mark on her neck. Yes, it was her the whole time. Why do we never check these on time?
Yeah, why didn't we just check by, seeing as the two twins had turned up, we might as well check the other person.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well...
Just can't get past a charming
they're
smile.
They're anything but thorough. So the brothers fight the guards and win immediately.
They're so strong.
And then they fight. At this stage, they fight PMDBDC, who it is worth pointing out has been named for Peter Capaldi, Michael Douglas, and David Bowie. So yeah, they win. He does better than you'd think, based on that. But yeah,
he does all right.
He does all right, but they run him through, and
yeah,
the carnies are finally free to be happy and mostly defenseless again. But what's that?
Yeah,
an annoying sound on the wind. Our beefy heroes return.
Yay!
Yay! Then the two men demonstrate how terrifyingly underdeveloped their minds are, obsessing over a weird rock with a stick, having grown up in a slave pit, and a chill 80s ballad plays over the credits.
Fuck yeah.
Good. I like the range better.
Ruby doll, you've got me in a spell.
Which is, how does it go again?
I don't know.
Ruby. There's something about a ruby, and it's fucking sublime.
Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Clara. Who's Clara?
On you. Yeah. So that was fun.
It was very fun.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, from the first moment, I was quite. I found it really charming, and I was curious to see where it was going to go, because the opening scene is great.
My god, it's an epic.
Yeah,
it never matches that. It never matches something as ambitious and crazy as that.
No, but the
caravan chase.
Yeah, but we'll go into it in the quickfires, I imagine.
Oh yeah,
so I've got plenty.
Yeah. I have 4.
I think the majority of my quickfires are just from that opening scene. And then it goes fully into nonsense mode, I think, when the twins are reunited and they start their wonderful back and forth.
Yeah. Well, that's when we start remaking Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
And we just make that movie again.
Yeah, but with 2 people with no guile whatsoever. There is no pretense to either of them. And when they first started talking to each other, I thought, this is where it's going to get to awkward, because they're clearly not good actors. But their opening scene together really just did not hint at just how thoroughly charmed I was going to remain for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, because they're such bad actors, but are also brothers, they have a really good chemistry with each other, and immediately abandon any context of we've grown up without knowing each other, you know, we're unsure of the world around us, and they just act like 2 somewhat charming douchebags who spend too much time at the gym and, you know, have a lot of fun and are used to doing so. And it just, it's kind of charming. And you can't help but compare to... I was going to say this. Yeah. What's the movie called? I've forgotten.
Twin Dragon Encounter.
No, I was going to figure the other one. There's 2 things you can't help but compare to. What was the Roger Corman? Yes, Deathstalker. You can't help but compare to both, really. Yes, Deathstalker did come to mind. And I know, we want to tread lightly because, of course, that was recommended and we're very grateful it was. It was a very interesting film and a lot of fun in its own right. But I will say, I was very relieved that the sexual politics in this movie are still Looney Tunes. But if my options are 2 male adolescent fantasies, one in which female consent doesn't matter and is in fact often portrayed as being gleefully taken away, and then the other in which women are just up for it all the time, regardless of context, I'll take the latter. It's more cheesy and lighthearted.
Yes. It makes for a sillier time. And the fact that them
was really interesting. Sorry.
Yes, that's one of my quick fires, because I wrote that it didn't seem like as they went into it, I thought, this is going to be exploitative, and then it felt like it actually felt like it was a natural part of their society. Like it was just a thing, even though there was a woman dancing and there were 20 men just trying to grab her on the stage. It's still, maybe because she didn't have her knockers out, and maybe because I only
maybe
counted...
she wasn't chained to a wall as well. Like, I didn't get slave vibes from her. I got sex worker vibes, which is significantly better.
Her choice.
Yeah, exactly. It could be her choice. Maybe it's not, but it's not implicitly. We're not implicitly told in the movie that it's not her choice, which is better.
And I really do think this fits in with my comparison to Twin Dragon Encounter.
Oh, yeah,
because, they're still they're still jocks. You know, they're meatheads. They are juiced to the fucking eyeballs. And
oh my god, yeah.
They look like Joel Schumacher era Bane. But,
I heard them described as looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but with Corey Feldman's head, because they have these very youthful kind of young guy faces.
That's a really good comparison. But but at the same time, there's this humor there. You know, they're meatheads, but they're bickering and throwing tantrums like kids. So they love themselves, but it's on a real simple level. So it ends up being charming. And the difference between that and the Twin Dragons is essentially that they are willing to look stupid and have fun, whereas the Twin Dragon Encounters are all about the weekend warriors and how they compare themselves to other guys being weak and not into true martial arts, whereas the Pauls are just, look how big we are.
Yeah,
we don't need, like, no one else even factors into it. Yeah.
Look what I can do with my arms, but never mind that. Let's fucking party! And like, everyone's welcome. Let's all get in on this. And it's dumb, but it's inclusive, as opposed to the McNamara's, which feel like a sneer.
They really do feel like incels. You know?
We're going to teach everyone a lesson, whoever disrespected us.
We're fucking nice guys, and we're going to kick anyone.
Yeah.
Kick anyone.
Whereas these guys are just going to jump over a tree because they want to. It's...
Yeah, and I heard stories about like one of them, I can't remember which one, like in their 50s, was just hanging around Portland like college campus, and just
I saw this.
Yeah, and just hanging around and making a fool of himself, and just generally being a campus curio.
Yeah, Portland.
Was it Portland?
We have contacts in Portland. I wonder if either
Jennifer Soanes
or Jennifer Soanes knows anything of the Pauls. I'd be surprised. I would be surprised if the Pauls frequented some of the sort of weirder indie cinemas.
The same hip joints that those two cool cats obviously frequent.
Oh, fuck yeah, but you never know.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out from both if they have any experience of the Pauls.
To clarify, David and Peter Paul, not us Pauls, because obviously they do. And if they deny it, then they'll be liars.
Life-changing.
Yeah. Groundbreaking, life-changing, status quo.
There's not a lot more to talk about here, but it's very interesting for me to compare, you know, Deathstalkers was Roger Corman, and then this is canon. So you've got two great legendary schlockmeisters.
Campen, more like.
Going after the same thing, both trying to make a Conan movie.
Yeah.
To cash in on Conan.
Both failing.
And it's and failing to make anything like Conan, but nevertheless, it's really interesting to see where they both prioritize and how they both go about it. Because obviously, you know, director's vision comes into it as well, and this is a Reggio Deodato movie, which, you know, he is a very interesting guy in and of himself. You know, Cannibal Holocaust is a very interesting fucking movie that people discuss in various, sometimes perhaps too lofty terms for what it is, but he's an exploitation film director, and he knows how to give people what they want, and I think this film does constitute a fair amount of that.
Cannibal Holocaust is, to me, probably the most notorious horror movie I've ever heard of. I've never seen it, but like, as far as reputations go, it is... Yeah. It has pole position.
Yeah, absolutely. It has it's a very sort of shocking kind of, you know, problematic movie that both has interesting fucking things to say, I guess, about imperialism. And because it really does portray the white characters who go out to film the tribes who are supposed cannibals as really provoking them and, you know, being the authors of their own fate. And yet it's also very much look at these savages and the things they do, you know. So, yeah, exactly. And there is actual real animal cruelty in there, which, yeah, it's a very notorious film for, you know, correct reasons. Because most of his other stuff, I've seen some other things by him. And in general, it's not that much like that. They tend to be a much more light-hearted, silly affair. And there is still real camp moments to Cannibal Holocaust. My God, if I could play you the theme that he uses every time we cut to New York, it's the funniest shit. Anyway,
God. I mean, that's the most I'm ever going to know about the movie, because
fair enough. Yeah,
genuinely never going to be able to make me watch this.
Fair enough. That's absolutely fair. It's just, I fucking love Italian horror movies. And I
did notice that there was like a John Watson in the middle of all the credits as well, and I was just curious as to what Italian man that would be.
Luigi Deodato.
Luigi Giuseppe Mariano. The most racist man against his own race.
You've made this old Italian stereotype very happy. No, don't. I know it, I am. Oh, fuck. We're way off topic. Let's quickfire this wonderful, wonderful, dumb movie. Quickfire.
Yeah.
And my first one's just Eva LaRue. What a great name to say out loud.
What a great name to say out loud. And I gotta say, Eva LaRue is incredibly charming.
Was she American woman?
Yes.
Yeah, she was great. I really enjoyed her. She had this great the freeze frame at the end of just these two idiots.
Yeah.
One of them staring at a stick, and the other like really happy to have the reins, and just Eva LaRue in the middle giving like the most genuine smile you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
She was very good.
You guys. Yeah. Very charming.
Yeah.
The opening shot, it's credits, and then what looks like an oil painting suddenly comes to life. And the camera pans onto this field where this huge opening, this battlefield. Sorry, with the voiceover.
Yeah.
There was just a really interesting transition, and then it's intercut with these shots of nomadic life, the tribe, juggling and doing firepoy and talking about the year they spent in Reykjavik, and there's this succession of quick cuts that go along with a particular thing in the monologue. It's all really interesting, and I immediately got me off. I came everywhere, and then I said, okay, but we're going to have to rewind because that was a very interesting opening scene.
I loved also in that opening credits that the credits are scrolling and it's all very cheesy, and then Globus and Golem's names show up, and the names like zoom in and get bigger. It's very funny. God bless. God bless those guys.
God bless those bastards.
Are we getting into the caravan chase?
Yeah, the caravan chase. Beginning with the menagerie on show, these carnies travelling. The kids seem to have this game where they're jumping out the back of one of the carriages and then running around to the other end of it, which I really loved as a detail. And then just getting to the face paint. Someone practicing axe throwing with a woman strapped to a board on a cart that is moving.
It's great.
Just such cool detail.
It really is. Yeah, it really sets up a good impression of these people before the action even starts. And then the attack starts. And one of the first things that happens is that the guy who was throwing knives into a thing earlier throws a bunch of knives. First knife into the shield. Second knife into the shield. Third knife into the guy's fucking neck.
Yeah.
And and because you've had the sound effect and you've seen knives hammering into a shield, you don't need to see the knife go in. Your brain stitches together the elements it's been taught so far of the impact of knives on shield and the lovely sound effect, a sort of splodge. And it stitches together so that you think you've seen it. And that's great. Really, really good directing.
And more for him for not knowing the rule of three in ancient nomad times.
He's out, right?
Yeah. Oh, let's lower this life-saving shield.
When did you learn to count?
I love the design of some of the bad guys, which it was a shame we didn't really see more of them later, because one of them had this horrible stretched, shredded mouth, and it looked like the Neo thing in his interrogation with the agents.
That's right.
And you could see it wobbling in the breeze when he moved his head. No, just when he moved his head, and it was gross. Someone had a melted top half of the face that went down over one eye. God, it really, really cool visuals and prosthetics. I wonder if they were just left over from other movies and they thought, fuck it, why not?
Why not?
It looked great, and I just wish there'd been more of those people. And if they would have been like horsemen, or what's the word, like generals to PMDBDC.
PMDBDC.
PMDBDC. Sorry, I apologize.
It's my favourite collection of things that we've ever done. That name.
Yeah,
that's my favourite sounds now, and I will for the rest of my possibly life just occasionally say to myself PMDBDC.
There's no reason why not, Paul.
Can we start a network with that as it's just tuning in to PMDBDC
all night, all naked.
That's what it stands for.
You can check out our updates on our quarterly PMDBD.zine.
Fuck yeah. Okay, still in this chase. Someone gets hit near the front there. I think he's steering the cart, and I don't know words. Steering. He gets hit on the head, I think, and he falls off the cart and below the fucking thing. And it's like John. Yeah. It's like Stagecoach. Who directed Stagecoach? Why am I brain?
John Wick.
John West. It's John Wick and John West. One of them does salmon, the other does shooting. And they've teamed up to legendary fucking film director, one of the most famous ones on earth, made The Searchers. John!
Woo.
It's all in my brain. Woo. Jesus.
Waters.
This is genuinely fucking scary, mate.
I'd be more concerned about your other personality flaws.
Oh, you do your next one. I'll find out who the fuck directed The Searchers, one of the classics of American cinema.
Look forward to you yelling it out in the middle of my next point. So
excellent. John Ford.
John Ford, there we go. Mr. Automobile himself. There were plenty of stunts pulled in this Mad Max Fury Road style action scene. The fact they had a fucking field to film it in with a mountain range where they could achieve a long shot of horses charging. There were 3 horses,
Italy.
but it looked great. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Italy's lovely, I must say.
Italy's lovely.
I love it. And there were stunts, people getting knocked off of horses.
Yeah.
One guy jumps off of the carriage onto a horse to pull a rider off.
Yes, that was amazing. I had that. That was really genuinely good. Because it was awkward. That's the thing, is it wasn't smooth. He went to do it, and then he like kind of fell a bit, and it's like, Jesus, that looks rough and real.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, exactly. Didn't need to be perfect, and I'm glad they didn't spend any more time doing it.
Better for not being. Yeah. It really sells that it's real. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Orse stunts, Paul. They had orse stunts.
They had orse stunts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is to say, for anyone who isn't me, horse stunts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what you meant.
Orse stunts.
There's a bit where they have a weird crossbow thing that shoots out a bow, which then like unfolds. The bolt unfolds and then trips up 2 horses coming up behind it, and that's
and the horses fall.
Very clever. Yeah.
Fuck, it looked
you
good.
hope safely.
Yeah, I mean they get up after that, so you have to assume they weren't shot immediately after the filming
by Reggio Deodato himself.
Yeah,
hacked to death with a machete.
Cinema verite. Wait, are you a disgruntled northern man? His moustache falls off.
No, I'm famous Italian horror movie director Reggio Deodato.
It's true. It does sound pretty convincing. Someone gets his fire blown in his face, and he falls on the floor, and there's a close up of his face, and it looks burnt.
Oh yeah,
it looks like charred black.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. This is a good opening scene.
It's a good opening scene.
Okay, so just the last one, just the costume design of the characters, because it was very silly and out there, but thought went into these. Well, either thought went into making these people dress differently and adorn themselves with their own personal trinkets, or they just found whatever shit they could and said, wear this. And but to me, it gave the impression that they were individuals with desires and wants and needs, and I really wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no, maybe they did pillage the sort of armories of better movies and their sort of costume departments, but nevertheless, it came together very well and convincingly, I think.
Box of Menahem Golan's victims.
He goes out and murders incredibly weirdly dressed Italian people for his movies. Oh, it's like deerskin.
Bloody Italy.
Excellent film I haven't talked about yet. Slave-powered tilting throne. How about that? Oh, wait, PMDBDC. He stayed at home. It's great. He's on a throne that's like, it's not lifted up by slaves. It's on like a pivot, but the slaves need to like center it, and it's lovely because it's so arbitrary. Like, why not just support this a bit better, and then you wouldn't need the slaves under there? But it was fun.
It sounds fun. Just the use of sets in general. Paul. Necessity breeds invention, but some of the sets really look great, and I believed that this was some like horrible villainous commune, in this like at the base of a mountain, and it was grimy. And there was one set when they were later in the abstract phase, when they were just walking through this sort of spooky forest. And there were a couple of shots that suggested that the set was huge. And there's a lot of depth there.
That's what they do. That's what these guys do. They make cheap movies and make them look expensive, and it's actually quite impressive. And my next one is that I actually found myself getting quite excited about the fight between the 2 brothers. The set was interesting. It was this trench that's defined by cages where people are like reaching through. And the 2 guys are getting like psyched up, and there's like, it felt like Gladiator a little bit. Like I was genuinely getting a sense of anticipation to it. You know, when he's doing his little twirly sword business, and the fight itself is fine. Probably the bit that really got me was when some random spectator gets his hand cut off. Which was great during the fight. Great. That was really good. But Yeah,
he looks surprised for just a second before he starts screaming. It's very fun.
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
The line...
For his disobedience, Kuchek was systematically punished by a giant in a black helmet. And Gore by a giant in a brass helmet.
Yeah.
Because taken out of context, that's wild. But it's like each of them were whipped by a giant man wearing a different helmet. And it's just such a silly, brilliant line.
It's
said
very
sincerely.
good.
It's great.
Oh, and speaking of silly lines, I really enjoyed, suppose you tell me what you're doing with my face. Very good.
Yeah, very good. Oh, another bit of set here when they come across the carnies of old, and one of the carts is upturned and covered in moss. Again, looked good. Told you a lot about what happened.
Love that. There is a bit where one of the brothers is just carrying a woman, and he has her sort of over his shoulder with one arm, and she must be super fucking fit as well, because she was like stiff as a board.
Oh yeah. Because then he carries her like arms outstretched right above his head.
Yeah, and then he puts her down with one hand between her legs, and she is just like a log, and he just lays her down. Like, Jesus, that's a lot of strength.
Yeah, she must be a dancer or a gymnast, because
exactly. I thought gymnast
is also incredible strength.
Yeah,
but bloody hell, he picks that woman up.
Yeah,
like she's nothing, and they do this many times throughout the movie. Just pick people up as though they are nothing.
Love it.
So one bit. I can't remember who it is, but someone is taunting them and calls them fatty. And one of them they turn to each other.
The head carny guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. And one of the pools turns to their twin and goes,
"Stay where you are, fatty." Fatty? Me? You.
Yeah, definitely you. Great timing, great
Love
delivery.
that. And he calls the guy Moose Face, and then his reaction to that is very fun.
Yeah.
Now look, I don't know what Reggio Deodato wanted us to get out of this, but I found the scene where they're about to be discovered by a guard, and so one of them has the idea to cover themselves and disguise themselves by kissing the other. Yes. I don't know if that was meant to be a sort of moment, but I really found it very charming. First of all, it's really dumb that he would think that would make them less conspicuous. And that they were up for doing it is fairly self-deprecating. Well, I say self-deprecating, but like if it's counterintuitive, you'd feel like these guys wouldn't be up for that, but they did it, and it was very funny. Yeah, I just found it to be a really charming moment.
And because one of them, the one who's being kissed, is resisting with his eyes open the whole time, and we get a close up of the other one, who is also eyes wide open, and he does a very exaggerated wink while still kissing him.
And the guard genuinely looks over at these two massive beefy men kissing, and it's just like, but I heard something suspicious, because I was wrong, and he turns away.
Oh fuck, this is a paradise. Oh my god. We got PMDBDC wrong, everyone. He's all the best bits of those three men, not the worst.
He's not some hideous fly-like aberration.
So I'm a little bit behind you.
Sure.
The honking and snapping of the noose with their necks pull.
Yeah, my god.
That and the honking is incredible, because after initially my reaction was, what the fuck is this? This is weird. And then oh god, this is I don't know if this is awkward or not. And then I just fucking loved it, Paul.
Yeah.
And when they snap the noose, the first one falls down, smashes into the ground, and laughs madly like a maniac.
Yes.
And then he honks again whilst they're both laughing, and he smiles and he looks so fucking pleased with himself. I just wanted to hug him. Because he looks like he's doing exactly what he wants to do.
He's living his best life.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Christ.
There's something very weirdly innocent about them, or at least the way that they're being portrayed here and being played. The way that one of the brothers, when they're in the harem, he keeps going to kiss various women. It just seems it doesn't seem gross or scary. It just seems very silly of him. And the other brother's just like, quit it. cut it out. Come this way.
Yeah.
And like when they find two women, God, the Corey Feldman thing is very apt because when they find an orgy going on, the only time you see boobs in the thing, there's an orgy going on in a tent, and they look in and just make weird braying noises.
Yeah.
And everyone looks kind of confused until the other brother leads him away.
Yeah. It's so confusing and hypnotic, the way they interact with the world. And in that orgy, everyone's laughing. And
yes.
And
everyone.
Then it pans away and there's a guy just watching, also laughing. And it can't, it would be wild if they started getting into the Deathstalker, like it just Conan style non-consensual stuff. It'd be so weird, but
oh god,
thank Christ they didn't. The arm wrestle with stereotypical something man. This guy has a snake that is right near their hands, and if the Paul brother loses, his hand would go towards the snake. And he's like, "Hey, buddy, you want to control your snake or something?" I don't know if he calls him buddy, but probably does. Hey, dude, control your snake. And hey, bro. And the guy's like, "Come on, stop being a wuss." And the fucking Paul just hisses at the fucking snake, and then wins the arm wrestle so hard he smashes the table. And then that's when they just start picking people up and throwing them around.
Yeah, throwing them around.
And it was hysteria for me.
This scene happened in a Menahem Globus movie. Oh wait, Menahem Golan and Yoram Globus. This happened in their movie the same year they made the Sly Stallone arm wrestling movie.
Oh, fuck. Well, there we go.
Jesus Christ.
It was like our D&D roulette thing for our Patreon. Spawning Quest Fantastic. I'm not saying that the arm wrestling movie is the Quest Fantastic. I think it's probably the other way around.
He saw this scene in this movie and was like, hang on a minute, I've got a great idea. And 6 months later, there's a movie out.
7 days later. Through many composite shots.
After the orgy that they have, presumably with all the girls in the harem, who are explained as being sex-starved because their cruel and horrible overlord hasn't been sleeping with them since he got the princess. Which, again, is just such an adolescent boy kind of thing. The slave women are sex-starved. And, it's anyway, they have sex with both brothers. But then the reveal of them in the next scene is that one of the brothers is now having to be moved around in a cart covered by a blanket, presumably because he's just fucked himself out. It's just very charming.
Oh, it really is. So they come across a tomb which looks really cool, I think, and then they all get the special bits of armor, and one of them has this like pauldron, like the sleeve armor on just one arm, and it's bright gold, and they all have these golden adornments. And it's just such a cool addition. It felt like a toy.
Yeah.
And
yes, it did.
And Eva LaRue
felt like the bits you could put onto the toy.
Yeah. Yes. Eva LaRue
graft these bits.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Eva LaRue has this like golden, like, is it like a tiara or something?
Yeah.
And there's like,
doesn't she get a really cool bow, but never doesn't use it?
Yeah. That's why she's the queen. Doesn't need to. But just really cool set and another cool addition to the armor.
It really is. Okay, so the guy who gets described as Mooseface, the king of the carnies, he has a few great moments of his sort of face and sort of look, but he has a great line as well, where he needs to find out who this princess is, and just says,
"Hold her still and uncover her belly."
But husband,
be quiet.
His wife then just says, "But husband." It's just as a combo. It's very good.
Yeah, that's really
quiet, wife.
Wife. Again, that's Weeble, not Borat.
Yes, it's always Weeble.
It's hard to do the northern wife and it not sound like you're just badly going my wife. Listeners at home, I could do my wife if I want. I'm trying to go wife.
I'm trying to do Weeble.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Can we reschedule?
Oh fuck! She's pissed herself again. Okay. There's a crocodile. There's a crocodile thing, like a crocinator, and they have to fight it, and it's moving around, and then it just hard cuts to the twins stabbing it in the belly underneath it and getting covered in dark green goop, and it does it twice in a row, and it was very very surprising. It's great. when PMDBDC stabs the Queen, it's a great moment. It felt very avant-garde because he looks the picture's refracting with the Queen's tricks, and he looks distraught, and the Queen drops in this red lens. She sort of drops to the floor. Yeah, that was a really interesting moment. And made me go, well, I wonder why and who. But obviously, hurry, bring all the virgins is a great line. And then when there were only two, Nell went, oh, there are only two. And then the guy, the Carney leader went, only two? And then someone else.
Very Monty Python when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Only two? Oh,
and then someone else goes, only two. In the whole tribe. In the whole tribe. Silly.
I love that.
and at the end, when they realise that, Cara Eva LaRue is the Queen, they lift her up and they're all chanting, and she grins and she just sticks her fists in the air like, yay!
I made it!
Yeah.
Oh, baby, I know what that's worth.
I'm the Queen now. My name's Cara. And very much in that vein, whilst they're celebrating the Queen, there's then a hard cut to the twins running through shallow water, and it's just very silly. Again, it's a Monty Python style, like Sir Galahad.
Yeah.
No, it's Lancelot, isn't it? Running towards the castle.
Yeah,
it's that. And then my final one. I got very excited by this, Paul, when Malcolm Tucker levels his crossbow at the twins at the end, and they each lower their swords and stood tall. I thought what they were gonna do was fucking bounce a quarrel off of their pecs. When actually, what happened was the crossbow jammed and they threw their swords at him. But the fact that I expected that tells you what kind of film this was, and I respect that. I fucking respect that to the end of the days, mate. End of the days.
End of all of the days. End of days starring Arnold Schwarzenegger is how much I respect that.
And I can't wait.
I think my final point is just the premise. I really like the central idea that the carnies are actually blessed in this world. These performers and sort of conjurers of cheap tricks and sort of silly guys who do songs and music, and the whole tension of the movie is that this tribe might lose its way and dissipate, and that mustn't happen because then the hope of this world would be lost. And I don't know, it just felt, it's very sweet, very good-natured, and it also just feels kind of appropriate for Globus and Golan. You know, that they are these hucksters, these cheap movie makers who nevertheless just travel through the world protected from the injustices of it, making silly movies that entertain people. And that, I like that. That's very charming.
That's beautiful.
I think so. And I think I might be beautiful. But I tell you who else is beautiful.
Yeah.
My apprentice.
Can you start paying me finally?
This would be like Men in Black one day. I just hand you the neuralizer. I got about 150 memories of Adam Sandler that I just don't want made.
And then
you go off and do your hit podcast with Linda Fiorentino.
What happened is I blast the neuralizer, and then you go, oh, where am I? You go, good news, Paul. That's your name, by the way. I've got a copy of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice Extended Edition. We're going to start a podcast.
I don't know my name, but I know who those are.
Oh boy, I love podcasts. Yeah, and I'm the host.
Tell you who else I know who those are is
said OG team. GT. Stuart
what you looking at, OG team?
Rap heroes. And also rap hero Stuart Watkinson said, this was one of my favourite films as a kid.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Now, what was good? I'm going off my memory. I might watch it again and then comment again. But 8-year-old me loved the costumes and set design, the big monster thing they attack from underneath, the Crocodinator. And the honking noise the bros made.
Yeah. No, Absolutely. This would be great for a teenager, I think, or just a kid. It would just, it would really resonate, I think. It just hit that little sword and fantasy kind of thing.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah. And Jem Newlin gets in touch to say, this looks like the kind of silly bullshit I usually suggest to the Pauls, but secretly think is awesome. And honestly, Jem, I think you will love this. So
honestly, holy shit.
You've got to watch it, mate.
It's so good.
Oh, boy. So stupid. Okay, moving over to Twitter. Starling Girl. That's Beck from Roll Plus Heart. You should check it out.
Fuck yeah.
Said, I haven't seen it, and I thought I might spend my afternoon watching it, but I have to be honest, I'm too scared of these men's bulging pectorals to watch them on screen for an hour and 27 minutes. First off, you don't see them for the first 5 to 10 minutes. Credits are about 3 minutes. But also, I understand why you'd be scared of the pectorals, given everything else that we've covered and what cinema culture would tell you. However, it's not that. It's better.
Yeah. No, exactly. I also thought that. I saw the poster for this movie and I was like, oh no. But no, it's as cheesy as it looks. Like,
I thought
you've got to treat
be,
this like a trashy fantasy novel from the 50s.
I thought it was going to be like Chad and Brad Barbarian. I thought it was going to have the
way
same...
to glory.
Yeah, I thought it was going to have the same obnoxious overtones as the Jason Momoa Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah,
but it was more like the fantasy novel series that Big Braden is writing in The Greasy Strangler.
Exactly.
It's high fantasy.
A highly relatable comparison for folk.
And finally moving over to meta.
Uh-oh.
May it never rain, ever. Ellen Graham says, them pecs look pretty good. And
but what did you think about the movie?
Can't tell you, mate.
Well, thanks, Ellen. It's always nice to hear.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We've been working out.
Together. It's been difficult, hard to arrange, but it's been fun. That'll just about do it, I think, for The Barbarians, which I think is going to be a recommend from the polls.
I think so.
It's a lot of fun. I do have a one better thing. The one better thing. The one better thing. Last Christmas, I went for a big adventure movie kick. I wanted to see as many adventure movies as I could, and that included watching The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, the 1958 movie directed by Nathan H. Duran, but is commonly known as a Ray Harryhausen movie because he did all of the he directed all of the animation sequences. And it's a lot of fun. It's like this. It's kind of sword and sandal kind of fantasy stuff with big monsters that are all done in claymation. Pig monsters are in here, and it's just it's got that sense of wonder and excitement and magic, and I really enjoyed it. I had missed it. The only Ray Harryhausen movies I'd seen as a kid were Clash of the Titans and Jason and the Argonauts, but I really enjoyed The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'll recommend this.
Oh, okay. And that's the one better thing.
Yay.
And also the same thing.
Yay.
The one better thing. Paul, how can people find out about this thing?
Yay. They can find out about this thing by going on to these things. Twitter and Facebook at OGTPod. Send us an email at gmail at ogtpod@gmail.com thing. We have a Patreon where for as little as $1 a month, you get access to hundreds and hundreds of hours of content, such as Paul's pitches. Got another one of those in the works when we can...
it's getting there.
Yeah, I'm doing it bit by bit whenever I don't feel on the verge of having a mental breakdown.
I wait for that feeling. So mine is
when the
very
good
edgy.
comes. Yeah, it's going to be so many edges, you'll be constantly falling. And for as little as $1 a month, thank you so much to all of our patrons. You're amazing. And we have a TTRPG D&D podcast called Quest Fantastic.
We have a titty RPG.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's what TTRPG is. Titties. really proportioned girth. Dicks.
And we have that.
The N is dicks and dongs. So yeah.
I'm Paul Dixon Dongs. Sorry, it's a more to your promotion. Sorry.
Nah, fuck it. Fuck it. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm titties. Really proportioned girth. Really proportioned Goodman.
Oh, there you go. Really proportioned girth.
King of improv.
Remember, the one good thing about the Barbarians is it's definitely PDTP. Oh no, I fucked it up because I had TTRPG in my head. It's gone. The magic is lost from this world.
And it's the end of the episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.